Greetings and welcome to Oslo Innovation Week with Founders Institute, and it's going to be a special show today. We have a special guest all the way from Denmark, representing her company, her baby AIM Robotics. Mie Haraldstad, welcome.
Hello, thank you very much. All the way from Denmark.
All the way from Denmark, and we're still doing this virtual, everyone, because we can get there, but I do not want to spend too much time in quarantine and queues. So digital it is for now. So Mie, how's life been in the last 18, 19 months with all this pandemic in Denmark?
Oh, yes. So you might have known that as of Friday, I think we lifted all bans and restrictions in Denmark.
Yes, congratulations.
So it's party time. Yes, thank you. So yeah, you can feel everybody's getting in a bit more of a chirpy mood and happy about that. Lots of things happening, which is so nice compared to just the nothing that has been.
Yeah.
We can see, business is picking up, everything good is picking up, and also, more traffic on the roads. But
all right, fantastic. And during that quiet period of less distractions, more time with the family and spending more time at home, how has this been on how has this affected your personal life and also your business?
Yes, well, like you just do as well, putting a nice positive spin on things, focusing on that. It's actually, you learn to focus elsewhere and make things differently than you normally do, which is I really like, because it just forces you to reevaluate how you've always done things. So like some of the positives has been obviously, spending more time at home and getting things done, but on a personal level, it's given time to rethink how you're doing your normal day's work and changing it. So instead of, like you're saying, travel and transport, why not do some more virtual meetings and not have all that hassle?
Yeah, absolutely. It has been, I guess, a perfect opportunity for most people to do their networking, dig deeper. And how has this been for AIM Robotics? Because let's start off with when was the company founded?
Yes, so I founded the company in 2019, and it was the idea of making a dispensing tool for collaborative robots. And what's really great with collaborative robots is that it's made for being next to the human on the production line. So it's a robot arm. I always do this. My colleagues hate it, sorry. No. But it's an arm, right? And we make the hand that goes on it, so the tool. And in this case, we make a dispensing tool. And what's good with the robot arm is that it works next to the human. It's safe. If it bumps into you, it stops, which is great. You can reprogram it and change your production setup really fast. And with our dispensing tool, it's fully integrated and it allows for exactly the same. So our dispensing tool is for dispensing silicons, for instance, on seals on parts to close them off for air and humidity. And then also on PCBs, for instance, support on electronic components. So all sorts. We also have one dispensing syrup on coffee, so random stuff.
Yes,
and
yes.
Now I forgot the real question.
Oh, I'll get back to the question. For those listening and imagining how this dispenser looks like, if you go to the website, which is in the show notes at the bottom, there's a video on your website, which I've checked out as well. And right at the end is the coffee dispenser with the syrup on top of it. And it just, the first thing that came to my mind is the amount of time being saved. Because before we started doing this interview, I was telling Mia how my daughter likes to decorate cakes. And sometimes when it doesn't come off well, she goes all John McEnroe on me because of the effort. And this is just the in-house issue. If it's on a professional business line, there's so much time lost, money and resources when mistakes are made by human errors, because sometimes people can easily be distracted, but if they can have a machine doing all the finesse part of dispensing, they can just write the code and oversee it. So that's been such a mind-blowing moment for me seeing this technology. And this is just the beginning, because there's so much higher potential and possibilities with it. But my question, let's get back to the question, which was, how has it, and being a young company from 2019, you walked straight into the pandemic in 2020. How has it affected the company, and what has happened during that time? Or has it even slowed you down, or it's accelerated you?
Okay, so we focused on being a company that executes, right? So a startup is, most knows it's hard work. Hardware startup is even worse because it's hardware and it takes time. And what we did was really accelerate that. We had some great competencies to take on and experiences we all have. So that's made us actually produce units and products and finish them really, really fast. So we were basically ready to start selling our products when the pandemic shut everything down. So instead of rushing out and doing the big sales hoo-ha that we were planning, it ended up being, complete lockdown and regrouping, and basically forced us to think of other solutions. So we've done a lot of in-house tests. So instead of going out to customers, we're inviting customers with their problems into our space, and then we show that it's possible to solve it. And with that, give them the idea that, they just need this setup, and they can start their own production setup at their house.
Yeah.
So it creates, it shows that what we're capable of without having to travel, and invite people in instead.
And just a hardware question for entrepreneurs. Did it start out of the garage like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, or did you actually have a lab to work out of?
Oh, actually, the first money we spent was to go and sit in a co-office space, co-working office space,
Yes.
so that I wouldn't sit at home in my pajamas. And I love doing it, obviously. Yeah. Everybody likes sitting at home, but if it's every day, maybe not the best. So I focused very quickly on getting out the door and meeting people and creating the network needed to build something, pretty much.
Yeah, and in that workspace, which is your deep work, high focus area, that environment helps shape your mind and trigger you to deliver.
Yes.
The journey, because you're a single co-founder, or you've had someone with you?
I have a cousin who's my co-founder, and he's like he was the one with the idea, and he got me on board to execute, pretty much, that's what we're doing. So the idea is just to build a company really, really fast, and then learn the network.
And how big is the team and company at the moment? We
are 4 people working full-time and 3 part-time.
Wow, fantastic.
And it's creating, so it's pretty amazing, to be completely honest.
No, I mean, the reason I say fantastic and you say amazing is for those listening, AIM Robotics and Mie Haraldstad, they have received multiple nominations for their work and also won awards. So this is quite an achievement in the short space of time since you guys launched in 2019. So I can feel that excitement of waking up in the morning and breathing in the possibilities, like, all right, COVID, you've slowed me down, but now 2021,
it can't kick us down.
It's time to shine.
We haven't even had a chance yet to shine, right? So this is it. And it's almost giving us more motivation, right? To just show the world.
Exactly. It's like the James Bond movie, which is supposed to release last year. Everyone's waiting, and they're like, all right, we're going to wait till the theaters open up because we want a big showcase. And that's what you're doing with AIM Robotics.
Oh, yeah.
And then that is quite exciting. So let's go back to your enthusiasm, your passion with mechanical engineering and robotics. How did this come about? Because was it as a childhood something, or was there a pivoting moment in your life that said, wow, I want to work with machines?
Oh yeah, okay. So I think the main thing is not necessarily what I wanted to work with, but I like looking at products and solutions. no, and finding solutions to problems. So I remember looking at some product for stacking, what was it, cola bottles, I think, long time ago in the supermarket. And I just remember that with these very simple plastic bits, they made a very clever solution. And I really like clever solutions. You know, when you see a product and you just go, oh yeah, that's how it should be. And I'm hoping to create those.
That is quite a moment when you see it and you start breaking down the design. How does this work together?
Yes.
And it just excites you and like, how can I optimize it?
Yeah.
And I think most entrepreneurs and people who design machines, or even biotech, they're always looking at how can I optimize this? Yeah. And there's some excitement in that, because once you realize you can actually open it up, you optimize it, then you realize how much further can I take this? And that's the whole drive. And right now you have the mechanical arm. Your colleagues not going to like that. That's a catchy thing. And I think your logo is similar to that for AIM Robotics, right? Yeah, the Pac-Man. But no, so what is the big vision? You started with a arm for dispensing.
Yes.
So when you and your cousin sit down and talk about this, what is the bigger vision long term?
Well, we are building a company, right? So we've made, in this short time, we have built 4 products. And they all did within the dispensing, but for different categories of dispensing, so silicons and glues and whatever. But you can also move into medical industry. Like right now, we're focused on normal, like industry, I want to say, you know, car manufacturing or furniture. So the manufacturing side, but we can also go into medical, pharmacy, and food, for instance. So it's different sectors we can move into. And what is our vision is basically, I think we say we're AIM Robotics, dispensing made simple, but we want to give the confidence to the user to actually want to play with dispensing via these robots. All right, so robots shouldn't be scary. I know they've got the coolest word, right? So they're called robots. They're not called machines. That's boring. But a robot, ooh, right? Like you play with robots, like yes. But it is in matter of fact kind of just a machine, and we can use those for all sorts of fun. And we want it to, you know, to be the main go-to company for dispensing products and playing with robots that make it really simple for the user and really take on the whole ethos of collaborative robots to the next level as well.
Fantastic. And it is an industry of biotech, pharmaceuticals, and machines all merging together. And you guys have the front row seat on the Nordic roller coaster for this.
Yay!
So congratulations on that. And when we speak at the moment, one of the main topics we've had for this segment of Oslo Innovation Week is the merging of Nordic technology, or technology in general, with humanity. And there's a lot of concerns from people, because if we tell them a robot's going to stitch you up, and I'm just picturing your dispensing machine having a head which is a stitching machine for cuts and so on. Yes, a lot of people might get scared, like, I need a real doctor. But knowing the machines and knowing science, if the code is right and everything's optimized, it will stitch a lot more accurate than the human.
Yeah, I agree.
Science has proven this. So how do you get past the skeptics? And I know this doesn't affect your products yet, but I know the stitching arm is coming as well. But how do you go around speaking to those who are opposing such ideas or scared or skeptical?
It is an interesting one, because like I said, the robots they're called robots, right? And you have I forgot his name, Terminator, right? He was a robot. So that's where your next link goes straight to him, and he's going to shoot you down, which is maybe, you know, a little bit of a stretch. But I'm just seeing these robots and machines as being an extension of humanity. You know, something that can help us in the future with some of the more tedious tasks that doesn't require the brain power, right? So, and I don't know how to really address it other than, you know, try and make it more user-friendly and involving for people, so they actually get a chance to play with it and get used to what it is, so it's not so scary.
Yeah.
Like they have the one for COVID testing as well, the robot, where you just go and smile and they poke the stick down, and you know, you need to try that one first.
I have not come across that one yet.
No, exactly.
And it's been 19 months. I'm like, come on. No, that should be quite interesting. No, I think the key word you mentioned there that revolves around this acceptance of machines is transparency from the developers, showing this is how it works. It's not going to hurt you. It is based on X, Y, Z commands, and that's all it does.
Yes.
And a lot of people,
it hasn't got a brain of itself.
Yep.
I think that's an important one.
Yep. I mean, predictions for AGI, that super artificial intelligence, is coming in 2060, 2080 predictions, even earlier, the way we're accelerating. But people, like you said, always jump to Arnie in Terminator.
Yes.
And them removing people from the planet because they're consuming too much resources and making bad decisions. But no, it is a huge part of human evolution. As we can see, the tech is helping war veterans, amputees, people with injuries. And the whole
there are
world is
so
changing.
many benefits.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are moving in the point where there's wetware computing, where people are merging human biology with metal and plastic computing. So we're already experimenting multiple universities of how this can improve the human body from recovering from physical trauma and loss of parts. And another thing I read in Time magazine recently is about 400,000 jobs were replaced in the US alone during COVID, where automation took over. And when I say this, people usually get scared, like, oh no, there goes all the jobs. But some of these jobs were the toll booth person on a bridge. I know in the Nordics, this job has already gone to automation a long time ago. Also in the US, it has gone during COVID. And those who are unfamiliar with this job is a person who sits and collects money for everyone goes past them. They've got scanners to scan every vehicle which has a pass in it. So it's automized. And what this allows us is to create new job opportunities where people get the deeper intellectual stimulation, because that's where the magic happens, not in the boring or dangerous task. And that's why robotics is so important. And if anyone has any doubt, go to Elon Musk's recent interviews. He speaks about this quite profoundly.
Oh, yeah.
What excites you the most about emerging tech, especially robotics merging with humanity?
Oy. I think it is some of the possibilities. You know, you mentioned how to help people. That's what fascinates me the most. But you know, you see the videos with people walking again or getting some of the abilities back that were taken away. And I really like that idea that you can help people in a different way. So some of that interaction there, I find really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's some of the things we don't understand yet, but we don't even know we need yet. You know, yeah, I can't even come up with an example because it doesn't exist yet, and we don't know, we can't live without it.
No, I think there's a statement. What do you want? I don't know. When do you need it? Now.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's usually a lot with technology or any solution in the world. People want the latest and the best and the newest, but sometimes there's a big gap. The human's not ready to use it. The market's not ready to utilize it. So therefore, when it comes to entrepreneurship, creation and innovation, it's about creating the product suited for the right time, for the right problem. Because if the timing is off, you might have a $1 billion unicorn product, They might save millions of lives, but the timing's off. It's never going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
And I think that keeps up a lot of entrepreneurs at night. Like, it's a great idea, but if you have to educate the market on how to use it, that increases the barriers of entry to acquire the product and also utilize the product, because educating people is quite a challenging task. I mean, you can go to people reading the iOS phone agreements, swipe up, agree. People have trouble reading and educating themselves because we live in the age of distraction.
Yes.
And that is a big challenge. And how has it been for your company? Because we've seen the videos and you've simplified it so well of what it does, and you just program what you needed to do and it does it. Has there been any challenges or barriers of entry for people you invite in-house to demonstrate to them?
Well, luckily it's, you know, in the beginning, we thought we would be the ones where people have the robot arm already. And then in between production setups, they would want to, you know, one day to do the gripping and another day to do the dispensing. You know, so utilize the robot so it works full time. And so then you would think, oh, we're just another tool in the toolbox kind of thing. But it's actually turned out that people see the solution as being so simple, so they call and want the dispensing solution, and then they also have to buy the robot, right? So it's kind of we are in some way kind of educating people in showing that, you know, this dispensing problem that you're doing manually now, that you haven't automated because you think it was too complicated. Just try this, and then you'll realize how simple it is, and then you can have fun with it like that. And so it's a little bit of re-education or enlightening people. Just, you know, that's what we're trying to do all the videos. It's just to show it doesn't need to be so crazy, to be crazy industrial. And, you know, a lot of the videos is us dispensing on cookies and cakes and things like that. But it's to kind of bring it home to a section where it's not just oil and grease, everything. And it's not just one sector that can use a robot. Everybody can use a robot. And it's supposed to be fun. And also grease just doesn't taste good.
That is correct. I mean, and I love the engagement you put on, the emphasis you put on cookies and cakes, because realistically, and I know you've got 2 children and they're probably taking an interest in coding already. Having a mom working mechanical engineering? No, not yet. Okay. But eventually there is quite a lot of apps coming out which helps kids with programming. So I see it the way even my daughter would love to decorate cookies and cakes. And if she can write code, feed it to a machine like AIM Robotics dispenser. This is so much fun. You can have it the physical way of doing it yourself, or you can write code to design it. There's 2 ways, 2 approaches. Now we have to do it. So it automatically does become a family-friendly machine, a robot. Let's not use the word machine. We're trying to taboo that word. And one of the things that came to my mind when I say a machine, and I love using a machine now, I don't know why, the robot. We're going to use that interchangeably. You've probably seen Iron Man, the movie with your kids having 2 teenagers, yes?
No, I'm not sure now. Iron Man.
With Robert Downey Jr. So in that movie, he has a similar machine called Jarvis, which is a super AI computer, AGI. And he has a dispenser arm, which is always fixing things. And I guess this is down your product line where it's going to be AI integrated with auditory controls.
You could easily imagine that. There's no reason to stop that, right?
Yeah.
So like you're saying, all the kids now, they go over to the TV screen and just start, or any random computer screen, and start using the fingers on it. Because that's normal. They've had the phone, so why hasn't everything else got it? Yeah. So, you know, you don't go around moving people's arms around. You talk to people or you interact with people differently. So there's no reason that doesn't change as well. Or at least make things clever, right? Yeah, collect some data and learn by it and do better next time.
Absolutely. And it just gives us the extra arm. As we
Yes.
speak, the god Shiva, she has 8 arms, but it gives us the extra arm. And being someone who loves design, you've been in the situation where you're holding something with your mouth, your hands are occupied, you're like, okay, I need to grab that.
I know, but that's where the feet come in. Go out.
So after we've used the feet, we need that extra, and it just helps. It helps with the productivity, helps with the creativity, because if you can have multiple dispensary arms or helping arms, whatever we want to call them in the future, it allows you to create something on your own without the need of 5, 6 human members of your team gathered together. And if you can push this out much faster, combined with 3D printing to put things together, the possibilities are endless. And how is the robotic scene in Denmark, or let's say the Nordics, in terms of collaboration for yourself?
So I am located up in Elsinore, just opposite Helsingborg, and we have one office there in Copenhagen. It does the R&D. We started there in one of the communities called Futurebox, and that's a great community. But for robots, we found that we had to go to Odense. So we have also an office now in Fyn, in Odense, where everything robots happens. We were sitting where Universal Robots started. They're the ones that make the robot arm. Oh, it's there again. Sorry. And
it's all good.
Always. No. So they invented the robot arm, and they pretty much coined the term collaborative robots. Then you have Mie, that's also there, that did the mobile industrial robots, and multiple other companies that also make equipment for the robots. So everybody's working, or a lot of people are working with the same ethos of bringing collaborative robots to the market and making them more user-friendly in that term. So yeah, we actually moved to Odense to be part of that community, and we're sitting next to everybody, and have met the main stars of the robotics world. So we're kind of learning and sharing between us, because so right now there are some bigger or other parties in the collaborative field a better parcel than if we work a lot of help.
Thanks. So I'm just going to check one thing. We're losing the connectivity here.
Yes, I saw that.
You hearing me fine, are you?
Yes, now I am.
All right. So I got that part. So you're sitting in this Robo City community. That's what I'm going to call it.
That's my best sentence all day. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much you heard, but yes, Odense is the center, and I want to say of the Nordic countries in the world, the robot center of collaborative
the Silicon Valley of
yes.
Nordics. Let's just keep it at that. And it's such a gift to be grateful for, being surrounded by people who are doing collective learning in the robotic space. Yes. And it can be quite scary if you are doing this alone and other people do not understand the concept. But how much has that motivated you just to show up in that area and like, I'm stuck, but I'm surrounded by geniuses who walk into space, and together we can get past this problem? How does it motivate you?
Oh, a lot. I drive over from Copenhagen to Odense. I'm in Odense once to twice a week. And that for me is like a 2.5-hour drive over. Backwards and forwards, and that's just to be part of that scene, because I don't have to start explaining. My idea doesn't start by explaining and bragging about the cool features about collaborative robots. That's the accepted standard or basic. So I can start with the benefits of my tool instead.
Yeah, just start straight at the 3 levels higher than at the bottom. So you must get really pumped when you come back from that place, right? Like, woo, in the car.
Oh, yes. I need the drive just to cool down again.
Yeah. And I know I go to some of my summits where I have similar people, and the next 2 weeks I am pumped. You're like on a high, and it's the adrenaline and just the information of sharing openly where people get you, and then you make some big strides towards your next project, your next milestone, and that is fantastic. Now, let's just jump into Mie's personal life a little bit. I know you're a mother of 2 children.
Sorry?
You mom to 2 children. You have 2 children, and you driving 2 days to the Silicon Valley of the Nordics.
I call it Robot Island. Sounds
Robot
more
Island,
fun.
sexy.
Yes.
I like it. Robot Island. That's what we're gonna call it. So you drive to Robot Island and spend 2 days a week, roughly, over there. One of the questions one of my interns came up with that he wanted me to ask you: how is your time management to do the family life and also the robotics and the collaboration work?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I don't necessarily start with there, but I am also a project manager for the family. So we spend a lot of time. Oh, I spend a lot of time project managing the kids and the homework and play dates and everything. So I'm very flexible with my time. When I'm in Copenhagen, or when I can, I give more time to the kids, and when I'm not, then I'm very focused on work. So it's basically I'm being very, very efficient. Right. Is what I want to say. That's like I'm really trying to be efficient. So when I'm out, it's work, and then I can come home, and then I'm no work, except when the kids are sleeping.
Now it seems like a lot of the stuff I've researched before, which is like slipping into your different identities, which is the drill sergeant or the military person who's working is not the same person who comes home, is the dad, he's the family guy. Yeah. And just switching between those identities helps you not confuse who you are, which a lot of entrepreneurs I've interviewed come up with the same revelation. It's like, if you don't have those identities distinguished and you try to merge everything together, then you bring work with you home, and then all of a sudden your daughter or son is doing a dance and your mind is like, which circuitry board can I change? And you're just not present. Yes, exactly. So no, that is great that you share that.
Yeah, no, I think it's like you said, the having the different, it sounds wrong, but different characters, and just making sure that you leave one and basically be present. Yeah. All the time when it has to be, right? No, absolutely. Otherwise you can't be effective either. So it's a waste of time.
No, and often living in this fast lane of people saying you can multitask, which is not scientifically accurate. You can only switch between tasks.
Oh yeah.
There's only 1% of the world's population that can actually multitask.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people listening are like, yeah, that's me. That's me. No, you're not. You might see these guys, someone's playing music, singing, spinning a ball on the head. You've probably seen some videos like this.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That requires some level of multitasking, but it's still task switching since they're focusing on the momentum. So it's a more complex process, but most of the humans, they're designed to switch between tasks, and ultimately switching between identities to fulfill your different roles as a human being is so important. So it's been great so far. I've learned so much about Robot Island, robotics, the Nordic scene, especially the Denmark scene on robots. What is next for you? What is the big goal for the last quarter of 2021? I know Denmark has been officially given the green light, and Mia's like, sales team, get ready.
Yes,
we're going out there.
It's now. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we had to focus, put our energy differently beforehand. So now for the next quarter, it's sales, and out and show what we're actually capable of, because we can.
Do you know if there's any expos opening up in the Nordic region that you'll be able to showcase your?
Yes. Yeah. In 5th and 6th of October, we're at the HI Messe, it's called, or Technomania. So it's a big a fair expo in Denmark. south of Denmark. And we'll be present there, and we'll be showing all our tools and how far we've come. And we've just been on the Robotbrag, which is also a big automation work fair here in Denmark.
All right,
and then luckily we have some distributors abroad that are also showcasing us in various other expos where we're not.
So you're pretty well covered. Are you guys going to be trying to get into the Dubai Expo as well?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Oh, you got excited there.
Yeah, I thought when.
So, no, that is set for next year, so still achievable.
I moved it again.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Dubai rolls. They want the biggest audience, and it's been a bit on and off with the COVID, with the curfews they've been introducing, but yeah, that's a possibility as well. So I guess with your product, globalization is the big goal.
Yes.
And right now you're focusing on Europe and Asia, is that correct? Or Americas as well?
It's actually, we have, Europe is easier because, you know, location wise, but we are also rolling out we have distributors, I think more than 30 distributors worldwide, those in America at the moment.
Okay.
So we tried to stay local, but then people started calling us from America, and then we thought, well, why not?
Yeah, you only live once, and
exactly.
This is
go big or go home.
Exactly, and you've got one arm on the future already with your robotics, so might as well just keep pushing forward, because this is a space that is continuously evolving so fast, so you got to keep up the pace.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Now, this has been great learning about this, and this is very beneficial to anyone who's a hardware-based entrepreneur focusing on creating hardware. And Mie Haraldstad has given a great insight of the challenges, but also the big benefits of surrounding yourself with like-minded people and companies like she has in Robot Island, which makes a huge difference. So Mie, I just wanted to thank you for your time today, and I look forward to see you on the 29th, where we'll have a panel discussion.
Looking forward to it.
And just before I leave, what is your most motivational affirmation that you use when you have those days?
If it was simple, everybody would be doing it.
If it is simple, everyone will be doing it. Love it. And that is such a powerful line, because that is the line that can easily stop anyone from just putting it down and walking away.
Yeah.
Is the 5% who keep pushing on. So thank you for sharing that. It helps us really get into your mindset of those days when you're going all Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark on us with the machines. So thank you so much, and I look forward to see you in a few weeks at the main event. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mie.